up, everybody?
What
Are you
up?
there? There you
Here
are.
we are. Yes. I
Here
learned
we
how to
are.
hit the video button now.
Yes, we're good. What's up,
Wow.
everyone? Thanks for coming. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Can you hear me? Is my mic okay?
Yeah, you're good. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes. Episode
Yes.
78.
We're up there. We're up there. 78. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Sorry for the tardiness. Technical difficulties as usual, but what else is new?
Yes. I'm very excited for this guest today. When I was growing up as a young kid, he was in all the videos.
All of them.
He had the famous tricks. We
He
looked
got
up to him.
tricks named after him.
We knew his name back in the day when we were so young. So I'm very excited because he came from a very legendary crew who was there from the very beginning
We're
of
about to hear all about it.
this thing that we all share. But first, we want to mention a few things. We're doing a holiday donate and skate where we're collecting old skates. If you got an old pair of skates in your house that you're not doing anything with, and we have 3 ways that you could donate. And we're going to get these skates out to, please, by the way, if you need some skates and you are from a place that it's hard to get skates, wherever that may be, email us email us at jumpstreetpodcast@gmail.com. And so please reach out to us. But there's 3 ways you could donate. The first way is you can email us at jumpstreetpodcast@gmail.com and tell us where you can, if you want to send us your skates, we'll give you an address. We are having an event, 2 different events. Doing one at Monday Night Skate at Houghton Skate Park in Long Beach on December 7th. So if you want to come to that one, then we're going to have, big hangout, big skate. If you want to come, you got some old skates and you want to donate them. Everyone who donates them, we're going to take your information. We're going to put it on the Jump Street thing and we're going to do a little raffle giveaway and 3 people get to pick something from our store. And we will also follow up and let you know where your skates or products have been donated and where it went. And you will get a letter from us. And the third way is the thing in New York, which you will be hosting, right, Austin?
East Coast, yeah. So we're gonna have an East Coast and a West Coast one, just to cover both sides of it. So, like Billy said, there's gonna be the Long Beach one on Monday Night Skate. We're gonna have one in New York too on next Saturday, December 5th. We're gonna give all the details next week on our episode because that's the week before the event. So we just want to let you guys know, have a heads up that those are the dates, what to expect. Preferably if you're overseas in another country, because we've gotten messages in the past from people like from Argentina and the Philippines and parts of Africa who needed skates. So we're using this to kind of collect as many skates as we can, whether you have frames, wheels in decent condition, bearings, boots that are still skatable, old, used, but still skatable. We're going to mash them all together, put some complete setups together and send them out to all these countries. Yeah,
exactly.
So
if it's just laying around there, it's been laying around there for a few years. You're not going to do anything with it. It might end up in the garbage. Give it to us and we'll clean it up and we will get them out to someone who will really appreciate them.
Yeah, it's the holidays. It's time for giving. So we're trying to do
the holiday donate and skate.
The Jump Street holiday donate and skate.
That's right.
So yeah, reach out to us if you're interested. If you need skates, reach out to us, jumpstreetpodcast@gmail.com. If you're willing to donate and you're not in the New York or Long Beach area and you want to send us stuff, also reach out to us, jumpstreetpodcast@gmail.com. We'll get you the info to send us stuff because we've had a lot of people in the past reach out to us about similar stuff. So we're giving everybody the option now. And yeah, there are incentives for everybody who donates. So be a part of it. Next week on our show, stay tuned. We're going to give you all the exact details of the events. And we were going to keep everybody posted and hold like a little fundraiser so we could have money to send all these things overseas, because that's the hardest part in actuality of it, is not just getting them out there, but they're really expensive to send skates overseas. And sometimes in certain countries, there's a lot of tariffs that they pay when they receive the skates that they can't afford. So we're trying to cover all those costs. So we're going to hold like a fundraising episode next week and get all these things going for the holidays,
Absolutely. And that's, look, listen, think about how like important that like one pair of skates could be to someone that could change someone's life. It could make someone so happy. And if they're just sitting there in your house collecting dust, just, it's the holiday season. Now is the time to, make someone's, cheer someone up a little bit, get those things, get that kind of energy going. So yeah.
Unless you're a hoarder, get rid of that shit anyway. Yeah, I know I always have stuff and I want to get rid of it anyway. So this is going to a good cause. So yeah, stay tuned for more details on that next week.
And of course, I'm going to do my spiel. my spiel as always. Are you ready, Austin? Hold on, let's sip of water.
Okay. Yeah. Wet that whistle a little bit. We can't be falling off on this spiel. I know it's been a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's been. I gotta Okay. So if you guys don't, please follow us on all of our social media platforms. Go to our YouTube, give us hit the subscribe button.
Whoops, that's the wrong video.
Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. So when we start a video, it gives you an alert on your phone. Go to our Facebook, give us a like. Go to our Instagram, give us a follow. If you want, you can go to our iTunes, give us a 5-star rating, give us a review. If you are interested in doing so, we also have a Patreon. With our Patreon, we are beginning to do a lot of new things. We're especially starting 2021. We're going to be putting that toward making a lot of new content. We're working on some very exciting stuff. I cannot wait to share it with you guys. But for now, we're going to have to keep it down low. But so these are all the ways you can support us. And if you like to share our videos, you can share it. You can comment. They do something with the algorithms. It gets us up there. It makes blading, become on the regular screen. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, right up on the regular duty up. So yeah, sorry, I'm a little spacey today, but yes,
that is the week. So we got to like warm up to it again. And still, I couldn't even play your spiel video because I updated my my new OS to the what's it called, Big Sur, whatever. Now there's so many glitches and my QuickTime keeps closing on me, so I couldn't play your spiel video. So.
Okay, 7 to 8 episodes. We're a little rusty. But
let me shout out our new Patreon supporters this week. Like Billy said, if you want to be part of our Patreon community, the link is in the description of the video down below. I want to thank our new supporters: Luke Sparks, David Nilsson, Josh Boyle, Francisco Rodriguez Villasuso, Krill Brainan, Big Boy Gian Scanella, and the one and only Jordan Paz, my brother. Is a Patreon supporter.
out to Jordan.
Shout out to Jordan Paz.
Yes.
So, yeah, thank you everybody. And like Billy said, we have a whole log of Patreon exclusive content coming up. I just need to find time to put it together and edit it. So everybody who is a supporter so far, stay tuned for all that.
And Austin, actually, before we get started, do you mind if I shut down the podcast real quick?
Okay.
I'm going to shut down the podcast real quick.
We
have Kwang Do in our chat right now.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Oh, shit, we do.
We have Kwang Do in our chat right now. Huge shout out to Kwang Do. Kwang, we will get to the questions at the end, so please keep that question with you if you hang out with us throughout the episode, because it'll be hard to track back and ask that. But
we might get a bunch of legends in this episode.
You know what? Actually, I might bring that in because I'm curious. I might bring that into the reel. So. Good question, Kwang. Shout out Kwang Do. And now we are about to deal with a true legend. I am beyond excited to talk to you right now.
So much knowledge is about to be dropped right now. I feel it.
I'm ready.
I feel it. Everybody, please welcome Larry, Lurch, Fagan. Let's get him on in here. I feel like there's going to be a lot of OGs in the chat tonight. I hope so. A lot of legends.
This is like legend mode.
There we go. Oh, it says you got to connect the audio.
Can you connect? Yep.
There we go. There we go.
Larry.
I know you hear us in the background.
Yeah, there you go. Sorry about that.
Multitasking. You're watching yourself and you're commenting on your own live stream.
I don't know what to do. I've never done this before, so.
Well, I love your background. I'll say that. It's awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you for coming on the podcast, man. I've been watching you since I was a wee lad. And seeing you for a long time. And, even throughout the years, as I've begun to travel, every time I come to San Diego, you show up and you're there and I find you're still involved and always hovering over the scene and staying involved. So I thought it'd be interesting to have you on, as you're from that generation of forefathers that's contributed so much to our sport. So, or whatever I don't know if it's a freaking sport. I still don't even know what that we do,
Yeah.
But, so thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it, you guys. I should be interviewing you guys, though. You guys are
in an alternate universe.
No, that's not it. If you grew up watching me, maybe, but we got to do it this way now.
We definitely grew up watching you, and I remember you from like TBTV and Hoax and shit like that. So,
right on.
I wanted to get into the early days of where you started, because I know you were in San Diego, National City, and you were like the very beginning in like the 90s, like even pre Dare to Air vertical access times, and skating with like, Ernie and Bryan Bell, and just what it was that, I like to start things at the beginning naturally. I just like to know how you got involved, how you met this crew who ended up being such leaders of that time, like all of you guys, and your kind of genesis story to this culture.
It all started off. I started off as a skateboarder as a young kid. I had this friend. His name was Larry. Also, he was Indian, like a Native American Indian. And one day he bought rollerblades, and he was skating up and down the street, and it was crazy. Like I've seen commercials, but didn't think about it until I seen him actually skating, and he was jumping driveway lips and just flying in the air. The guy was a maniac. He's still a maniac to this day, but it was awesome seeing that, and soon me and Fernando, who was also from way back in the day too.
OG,
Fernando,
yeah.
we all got skates, and
Montero is Fernando Montero is his name?
Fernando Montano, yeah.
Montano, yeah.
I was trying to think of it too. I knew the name. I couldn't think of it.
Yeah, Fernando was really good too. We all ended up getting skates, and I think we started learning like soul grinds and stuff. But
what year is this?
I want to say 91 or 92.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be an early year.
Yeah. It was pretty early, and we just started off by doing soul grinds and stuff, like whatever we seen. The first videos I ever seen of people doing crazy stuff on rollerblades was like on MTV with AJ spinning around doing crazy shit, and then they show like the New York stuff, and like Ryan Jacklone was crazy seeing Ryan Jacklone, man. That guy was fucking sick, like,
yeah.
love the way that guy spins, and we just took it from there, and we just tried doing whatever we did, and we thought we were making everything up as we were going, I'm sure everybody did at that time, but
kind of were though.
A little bit. We didn't meet Ernie for a while. I think we met, well, yeah, one day Ernie just came over. We were playing hockey, we did a lot of other stuff besides just skating and stuff. We used to launch a lot of ramp, because we always launched ramp when we skateboarded and stuff like that. So it was just second nature to start launching with our rollerblades on, So
you have the straight launch ramp in the middle of the street into the flat ground.
Yeah, ours had a little curve to it, but we used to jump over like 3 stacked up trash cans, and
yeah,
I remember launching off the ramp backwards one time, and I got clipped, and I landed on my back pretty hard, and I was thinking that I was paralyzed in front of my house,
Oh my God.
No, I was all right though, but it's just funny times,
It used to blow my mind thinking about how we all used to launch ramps to flat bottom back then. And especially like how you're talking about jumping over 3 trash cans. We used to jump over cars, other people. And those skates had no padding at all and paper thin liners. No wonder all of us have bad backs and knees and shit now.
We used to set it into the grass, man. Like I remember
all that.
We, like, learned the misties. We set it into the grass, and we were just like that's so ridiculous. Yeah.
We did all that. My first pair of skates were they were rollerblades, but they were a 2-piece frame. It wasn't like a solid TRS frame, So it was like a two-piece frame. So my big ass, when I got on the skates, I broke the frame immediately, just jumping off of a driveway, and I fixed it with duct tape somehow. But
oh my God!
But I rode around on those for a while like that, and still did my thing. But
I'm trying to think of a 2-piece frame.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that, how that makes sense.
It was just like a lower tier rollerblade. The skates that I had were the TNT 5000s.
Wow,
same boot and everything, and the frame kind of looked the same, but it had a brake. I had to saw the brake off. It didn't go up and have a brake that you could just put on the skate,
Yeah. So this was like the next level to the TNT 1000, 2000, 3000, and 4000. This was the 5000.
I guess yeah. The boot was a basic rollerblade boot, but the frame was just budget, So it didn't last long at all,
Yeah.
Let me see if I could be Jamie real quick from Joe Rogan and share the screen, because I think I have a picture of them over here.
No.
Is that them?
That's them, same color and everything.
Yeah, it looks like a lightning. Like they all look the same back then, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh,
Look at that
so
frame
I
though.
see what you're saying with the frame. Like it goes up a bit, right? Like to the
Yeah,
heel.
it was just a cheap plastic. You know,
Look at the
compared
axles.
to it was
The
it was,
axles stick out like an inch.
it was whack. But I still loved that I had brand rollerblade skates, you know, and I tried to skate the hell out of them until they totally fell apart and I had to get new skates, you know. I didn't know what was going on. I don't think anybody knew what good skates were back then, you know.
Right,
There were-
because like
there
there
were
was
none.
no market for what it is that was being created at that time. It was completely
Yeah.
brand new, like the beginning.
TRS had already been around for a while, like the team TRS skates, the tarmac, I think it was.
Yeah.
I
No,
don't know if it was or
the
not.
tarmac
I get
was
confused.
yeah.
There was
I
like
don't-
the tarmac before the lightning. And
Well,
then
the TRS boot, the Lightning TRS, that was out
Yeah.
in, like, I had no clue that was like the street skate, you know, and I ended up going to get new skates, and when I seen those, I was like, wow, you know, are these new or what, you know, because I had no clue what was going on.
yeah. And so I guess in that time when you're skating these early skates and playing hockey along the way, you end up meeting Ernie,
Yeah,
also
we
known as
ended
the
up
Italian Stallion.
the Italian
Ernie
stallion,
Ballerino.
Ernie,
Yeah.
crazy dude, man. At a young age, he's just a bit of an asshole at times, but
Yeah. He punched one of our guys, man.
oh yeah, Calvin, right?
Yeah, he punched one of our guys.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was that who he fought in like the in opening scene in My Daily
TV
Routine.
one.
No, that was at a party, I think. He was at a party and he beating the shit out of someone.
Is he always
Ernie's
just
a
fighting
big guy.
people?
Nah, but it's just like me. Like people come and try to mess with me for some reason. I'm a bigger dude, and it's just like, what's going on, you know? And for some reason, people want to mess with Ernie too. And Ernie's a tough guy, man. You know, like Ernie now is just as big as me, but like he's just like fucking Hulk, you know?
Muscly, huh?
Yeah, he's just a
Yeah.
big kid, you know. He's not an asshole anymore though.
That's cool, man. So yeah, not to get into his whole thing, but about that, but so you ended up meeting him along the way. Had he already been skating or
Yeah, he was it was him and another guy named Jaime Tina, and Fernando knew those guys because I was older than them, you know, like I was older than Fernando and Ernie by like I think 5 or 6 years.
Hmm.
And because like I started skating when I was in like in the 10th grade, going into the 11th grade.
Mhm.
But I mean, like I said, we were just playing hockey, freeze tag, like hide and go seek for like 10 blocks, you know, and
Yeah.
On skates?
on skates. It's pretty fun. If you guys ever want
And
to do something silly, go play hide and go seek on skates, dude.
I never did that on skates. I never played tag or manhunt on skates or anything.
It's fun, yeah. Ditch, you know.
Oh, we used to play in the city. We used to play manhunt on skates
Mhm.
like that. Like you
Oh,
go
I
up
never
in,
played
like,
on skates.
yeah, we
It's
used to go up
pretty-
like in the city and like certain old skate spots, like big old skate spots and do that. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We used to play hockey too. Like hockey was a lot of fun, man. If you ever want to like build the strength in your back, play some hockey, you know, because leaning over like that, your back just gets strong. I remember feeling my back getting real strong back in the day.
Do you think
Anyway,
that's where
so,
they gave
like-
you the is that where they gave you the nickname from your hockey style?
Nah, like we weren't even
Lurch?
that into hockey, like nothing like that. But I guess we were all right. Like, we played against some other kids from like 2 blocks down from where we lived, and it was like a big deal at one time. But we weren't taking it too serious, you know. But like whatever we'd see on TV, we would feed off of that and try to copy it. And, you know, I had the curb in front of my house waxed up, and we made a grind rail as soon as we seen you know, Chris Edwards front side that rail and shit, and
Airborne?
Airborne, yeah, and all
Yeah.
the other, and like a lot of the stuff I seen was on MTV. Like a lot of New York stuff with Ryan Jacklin and Dave Ortega was sick, and that
Yeah,
Ani,
MTV Sports and Ani and Rawlinson too, like on the Stuyvesant
Rawlinson.
Kink Rail, where he busted his shin open on MTV.
yeah,
Yeah.
and Brian Smith later on, seeing all that stuff. It
Mm-hmm.
was cool. But we played hockey for a while, and then we started skating. going out trying to, just jump stuff and mostly jump stuff. And one day Fernando comes home and he goes, "Hey man, there's this guy that lives in Chula Vista that's supposed to be like the sickest rollerblader. Like he's been in videos and stuff." And I'm all like, "Who? What's his name?" And he's all, "His name's Bryan." And Bryan was best friends with this guy Corey Femple that went to our school. We both went to that school, and he knew Bryan, but Bryan was homeschooled, because he was Bryan Bell. Fucking nuts. But
I didn't know
he
Bryan
comes
was
home.
homeschooled. Yeah, it's crazy.
What's that?
I didn't know Bryan was homeschooled.
Yeah, well,
That doesn't
he
make sense
dropped
with his
out early.
TBTV section.
Oh,
I'm about to
okay.
say his TBTV1 section, My Daily Routine. It was like even the song, the Young MC song, is about like going to school and stuff.
Yeah, like he might have been going to school for a little bit, but then he dropped out and just did homeschooling and finished, I guess, his GED or whatever. But Fernando was talking about this guy, like we should go and meet him. Like he's pretty good. He like jumps all these gaps and like he's crazy and so we waited till the weekend, I think, and we went and skated to his house, because he knew where he lived, and it was kind of right by where my high school was, but like down a little ways. So we skated to his house, and there's this little skinny dude, out there, and he's riding a skateboard. And he's all, "You guys rollerblade?" And we're just like, "Yeah, man. Do you know where this guy Bryan Bell is?" He's all, "I'm Bryan Bell." And he's all, where you guys from? And we're from National City. We were looking for you. And he's all, "Really?" And he was pretty much, he had already quit skating by then. It's crazy. Like he came out in I don't know if it was Vertical Access or Video Groove, like one of the first videos from
Maybe the Bottom
VG.
Line or something.
Oh, yeah,
The bottom line came out
Or later.
I don't know.
Yeah, so maybe Dare to Air.
It might have been Dare to Air.
Hmm.
Because he comes out in there, and it was before I knew him, and he had all these clips in that video, and because he took us into his house. It's I'll tell you something else after that, but he took us into his house, and he showed us these videos, and it was like, man, I never even seen a rollerblade video before, and
Yeah.
he's showing us all these people that are in this video, and he's like, "Yeah, I just sent the video because it was in the Daily Bread magazine. He just sent a video, and they used his stuff in the video." So it was
That
crazy
is
though,
so
because
sick. Like right from the beginning, he sent his stuff in.
he wasn't into skating though at that time. Like he was like "Yeah, man, I'd rather skateboard, and I'm just not into rollerblading anymore." It's like he like, he fell into the whole rollerblading's gay thing, and
Damn.
he was thinking, it's like, don't you guys think it's gay? And we're like, "No, man, we're out here doing it,"
Yeah.
And what happened? We talked him into going skating with us, but it was like the next day. But anyways, when we went in his house, I walked into his house with I put my shoes on, but I stepped in dog shit and I tracked dog shit all in Bryan Bell's house, and they had white carpet, and it was uncomfortable, His mom was all, "What's that smell, Bryan?" But that was the first day that I met Bryan Bell, and I stepped in shit and walked in his house and got it all
Nice.
into his house. So
It's all about that first impression.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's so funny. The story that you just like, it sounds like it's from like a 90s like Nickelodeon TV show. Like you have this legend, like you had to find this guy. You go to some town, you just ask people like, "Yo, you know who Bryan Bell is? You know who Bryan Bell is?" He's like, "I'm Bryan Bell." Like
Yeah.
I picture that's such like an epic moment.
I'm Bryan Bell.
It was cool, man. We ended up skating with him like the next day, and then it was just like things just started happening, like he
You got back
started
into it, do you think, because like he had a crew and you guys, or that's kind of
yeah, he
something
totally
that
got back into it because we made him want to go skate, and from that day on we just kept skating, like every day I skated with Bryan Bell. Like there wasn't a day that didn't go by that I didn't hit him up or see what was going on, or he didn't hit me up, and we were like we went skating every day.
What
nuts.
impression did his skating make on you? Like when you first met him, was he like rusty coming back? Because Bryan Bell used to like completely destroy shit back in the day.
In the very beginning, it was like, man, this guy likes to jump big crazy shit, you know. And I was just like, I don't want any part of that, you know. But I was just
Right.
like, it's sick that this guy wants to do it, you know. And he was handing up to a lot of soul grinds then. Bryan Bell was a big he wasn't a scaredy cat, but he would tell you like, man, that shit's scary, I don't want to go do that. And then the next thing you know, he's doing it, you know. And it was a trip. He always had on hip pads, he had on knee pads, he had on his elbow pads, his helmet, he had everything on, and he even got us to wearing all that shit. And it got old after a while though, but he was all geared up. And you know, having all that padding and stuff really makes you try stuff because you're not afraid, you know. And once you let go of all that stuff, it's a whole different game, you know, and you just feel free and light. But Bryan Bell was big into protection back then.
Yeah, he was big on the wrist guards and all that stuff.
Elbow pads too. I
Yeah.
remember him wearing elbow pads all the time. Now that you mention
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, he had some big old pads. And he was a skinny little dude under those big pants, you know. Skinny little dude.
The big pants with the boneless knee pads underneath it.
Yeah. Also, with Bryan Bell, later on we met up with Ivan Ramirez too. He was an early skater too, and he says he skated for Senate, you know, in the beginning, but Ivan was a big poser. You know? He was, dude.
Just putting it right out there.
Well, he was a talker, that's why. He was just a real smooth talker, and I don't know, he smooth talked Arlo or something, and you know, he got a bunch of shirts and all this shit when he came back from a time him and Bryan Bell went up there. But that was later on down the road. But yeah, that guy, he was nothing, you know.
That's real.
Yeah.
All right, that's the first down shout out we got.
Well, he's just a bad person. He didn't really like to skate and stuff. He was just mean to his mom and shit like that. It's a piece of shit.
Well, f that, you know.
Yeah.
F him is what we'll say on this episode.
Fuck him.
Yeah, fuck him. So I think around this time, if my chronological idea is going, you're getting into, this is like the Hoax 2 time, like where, you know, a video groove time, and start seeing everyone in these things, and you guys being, you know, just like such a power group at that time. And also just like in the innovative time, like of that, where everyone's kind of being so creative. Like, what was that like? Was it exciting? Because it was, you know, you guys went from creating this thing on the street that was nothing with the, you know, TNT 5000s. And now you're starting to see like these production people coming out, showing an interest. There's these contests, people are making money. There's like the Chris Edwards types, you know, the Arlos are starting to emerge, and you guys are a part of this in the scene. So like, what was that time like? Was it exciting? And what was that about?
It was crazy. It was like going to Disneyland every day, you know, like,
right.
The first video that I came out in was 18 Days, BG2, I think.
Yep, BG2, yep.
And me and Ernie, that was the first video we ever came out in. And Dave Payne came to Brian's house. Bryan Bell told us like, yeah, this guy Dave Payne's gonna come and film us. Do you wanna come and skate? You know, he invited me and Ernie, and so we were just like, yeah, man, let's go. You know, and so. We hit up a few spots because, like, I guess Bryan Bell had skated with Dave Payne like the weekend before, and he got a bunch of footage from him, and he wanted to get some stuff over here in San Diego, and so, you know, he meets Ernie and me, and we just start skating it. In 18 Days, I'm Larry from the SN crew. I like went in our little 619 section there, but. It's funny, man, because like I was talking about it with someone today, and we like I do a stiff ass 360 with my legs pretty much straight, like up a big gap, and it's just funny, man. Like style wasn't even a thing, or
yeah, well,
gave a shit.
Yeah, just figuring it out as you go there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that time for me was like my first introduction to you guys and that whole skating. The 619 thing always had like this vibe with, there was always intertwined with like break dancing and like street culture and people getting in fistfights in backyards, generally girls, we don't know. There was rapping. Like, this was such like an intertwined culture, and I know you're an artist, which I want to get into actually in a little bit, but do you think these things like help influence you guys? And also, how did you get into all these different cultures that helped kind of mesh together?
All that stuff that you're talking about, that's all Bryan Bell,
Yeah.
That's all
I don't know,
Bryan
but
Bell.
I remember Fernando, the boy who grew up skating. I remember
Yeah,
him like
breakdancing.
in videos bouncing around in front of skate spots on his hand. So I
Yeah.
feel like it was
Fernando's a bit of a troublemaker, little
Okay.
guy, wants to start shit with everybody.
All right, so it's the
Bryan
troublemakers.
Bell, yeah. Bryan Bell, he just knew a bunch of people, and he always had his camera. He used to he snuck his camera into these b-boy sessions that they were having, and like no one was supposed to even have cameras in there, and he used to record them, and that's where he got a lot of that footage from, and then he got known for that, and then they accepted that people were recording it, or they allowed him to record it or something like that. Like, he was real into the breakdancing scene and all that. Like, I'm not so much into the breakdancing and all that, but I appreciate it, and it was odd that he put it or mixed it in with the rollerblading. I would always be like, why are you putting breakdancing in here, dude? And he's just like, man, it's cool, dude, and it's
I didn't know that those weren't skaters. I those are all just random people. I thought they were like people who skated or something like that, and just like friends or buddies, because that would have kind of made sense.
None of them were skaters.
Oh, okay, so it makes no sense then.
Yeah, he was just into hip hop and breakdancing, and I guess he wanted to join the two worlds together with his videos. Like, he was a real visual editor. He would always try to match up words to whatever the person was saying in the song to whatever was happening in the video. So he was real big on that. And he would sit you down and force you to watch 20 minutes worth of footage, and it was cool, man. Like, you never really realized what he was doing until it came out, and everybody was just like, loved his videos that he was making and stuff, but it was a trip. It was a trip being a part of it, and doing little things. Like, I would draw little things, and Bryan would always steal the drawing, and I'd be like, what happened to that drawing? He's like, oh, it's mine now, and I'd be like, cool, you can have it. You could have just asked me, I would have gave it to you, but
Yeah, because also, like, I think that's why I asked the question, because like it just seems like a lot of these things intertwine, and I know as an artist, like, you've been a very early contributing artist to skating, from like Cement to like Hyper to Birth Clothing to Daily Bread, and obviously the cover of My Daily Routine and these things, and I just thought, I just kind of connected it that like there was a graffiti influence to your art.
yeah.
I may be wrong with that, but I was just curious, like, well, one, what was it like bringing your art forth to these companies and working with those companies, like, with the skating art, and also like who were your early influences as an artist? Because in this community there were actually a lot of artists that hit me up who were excited to see you on the show, because young skaters and a lot of those people end up being artists, and saw your stuff coming up a lot of the way in skating.
Right on. My influences in art are like I like Salvador Dali. I like MC Escher. Now I like a lot is what is his name? David Cho.
Oh, David Cho is awesome.
Really love his art and all the crazy shit that guy does. Not all of it, but
yeah, he goes out there.
Interesting dude. But I love his style and stuff. But yeah, it's a graffiti style type of artwork that I do, and I was never real. Yeah, I drew that right there.
Yeah.
I was never into like I guess I was considered a tagger, but I wasn't really into vandalizing stuff, even though I did vandalize things. And but I was more into just, I love drawing, and and just had fun drawing. Bryan Bell would he would always steal my drawings, and like he made that burst shirt. I didn't know anything about it until he was wearing it. I didn't know anything about like that box you just showed. I didn't know anything about that. I just
Until
gave
it
him
came
that
out?
drawing. Yeah, until it came out. And like Bryan Bell really appreciated art. Like he loved it. He was like a kid in a candy store looking at art. He's a crafty dude. He's an artist himself, like in many ways. But yeah, and I was too dumb going about trying to promote my art or to try to make money off it or anything. It was always just like I'd rather give shit away, most of the time, because it's just, I don't know, I'm just weird like that. It's weird for me to accept money for things, or like even like Billy, you hit me up at the Blade Cup and wanted me to do the podcast then, I was just like, yeah, I didn't know what to say, and I was kind of like, no, but I don't know where
I didn't know you turned us down already.
I wanted to be able to say I turned you guys down.
No, but basically you had you were saying like you were having a problem. You have a problem selling your stuff, or you're just doing it and don't really.
Yeah, well, I didn't really push it. Like I don't know how people just caught on that I drew or something, and like the stuff for cement. I gave him those drawings. Like I made an Allen wrench because everybody uses an Allen wrench, and I made an Allen wrench shirt and a couple other designs for him. But he was just a cool dude, man. Like I called him up and asked if he would sponsor me. That was like the only person I ever called up to get sponsored by. And
who did cement?
He goes, yeah. Huh?
Who did cement? Who are you talking about?
Man, I keep forgetting his name. And it's not Isaac, but I can't forget his name, man. I can't forget. I can't remember his name.
Whatever.
Yeah. Sorry, I smoked some bowls before we came out here.
Yo, it's okay. You can forget his name, and it's okay. It's okay. You can.
But you guys said something about Brink and stuff. I think all that the cement clothing and Brink had to do with Jake Elliott because he was a cement sponsored skater too. So
yeah,
I think he worked that in there somehow, or had all the stickers, so he slapped them on their helmets and stuff.
Yeah, Kwang Do is inquiring about that. Shout out Kwang Do.
Yeah.
Man, there's a few things I want to talk to you about. I know you had influenced Early Daily Bread, and I'm curious what that was like, because that magazine was such a what could be considered our Bible, or our what would be the Thrasher in regarding like the skateboard industry or magazine like that. So what was it like to meet Angie, work with Angie, and do all that?
It was a trip. I was always Fernando again. He's like a magnet to these things. Fernando was friends with Corey Casey, and Corey Casey, if people don't know, is Bo's cousin, Bo Coddington. That real political guy that's into rollerblading.
A few people shouted him out already in the comments.
Yeah, he told me to tell you guys not to be afraid to have him on, but.
Did he say that?
Yeah.
We've been talking to him. He
Yeah.
messaged us and stuff.
Love that.
Just tell him to keep the politics out of it, That's what I always tell him. Whenever I hang out with Bo, it's never about politics. I mean, like I love Bo. He says some stupid
I think you said Fernando. Bo. I think Bo, you want Bo on.
We got Bo on.
I thought you said
Bo
Fernando.
Coddington. It'd be cool if he just kept it to skating, and not talked about any of that other bullshit. But
yeah, just limit it.
Yeah. Just put him on mute if he starts talking about political shit.
we got super sidetracked right here.
And to touch on, since we're on this, we have someone in the chat that wants to know: Did Bo accept the election results, or?
I think he did. He even made a post about it. He did.
He had to have Trump.
But he's still rooting that they find some ballots in a creek somewhere or something.
Yeah, no, nothing against our show is, to be fair, as I see our show as an escape from politics. We're not
Yeah.
anything to do with that. So everyone who has different opinions, you are welcome at Jump Street. We just want to talk about rollerblading and talk about the heroes that have helped mold our sport, who we grew up looking up to, like Larry Lurch Fagan. And we did get kind of sidetracked.
Whoa, what the hell was that?
The smoke alarms.
Is that from the bowls, dude? Is that from the bowls you were smoking before?
Probably.
That sounds
Jesus.
insane in my headphones.
Roasting hard.
Does that go off? I mean, does it like end? Like what?
It'll end. Is it real loud? I'm sorry.
Well, it's because I have headphones on, so it's like going right into my eardrums.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Oh man.
Austin's got delicate eardrums. He's a drummer, and he's
yeah, my ears are fucked up already. I don't know.
I'm half deaf, half retarded. So, I can't even say that. Oh, blank that. We have to edit that out.
But we got super sidetracked right there.
Yeah.
But we were on the Daily Bread topic before we got into this whole.
Right. Sorry about that. Fernando knew Corey Casey.
Wait, we
hang on. Do you want to deal with that real quick?
Can you unplug that?
I can't turn it off. Let me see if I could open a door and
you just live like that. You just live like that.
I can't hear it either. Give me a second.
All right. We should have told him to mute it when he walked away. But that's insane that goes off like that. It sounds a lot better now. I can put my headphones on.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Can you manage? Okay. No,
that didn't blow your eardrums. That was
no. It was annoying to hear. It didn't hurt me, but it was more difficult to have the conversation through it.
Yeah, no, definitely. And people who are like listening to this in their headphones on like the train or something like that wouldn't appreciate it. I don't think.
Oh, much.
I gotta leave. Apparently, the house is on fire.
Your neighbors are gonna start calling the fire department.
As long as the alarm is off, it's cool with the house. No, I'm just kidding.
It went off. It's just trapped smoke, I guess.
Yeah, that freaking bowl smoke was hiding in the corner over there.
Oh, I hear you on that. I hear that. It's back on the Daily Bread thing.
Fernando was friends with Corey Casey. And Daily Bread was in La Jolla at the time. So that's how I met. Like Daily Bread was there the whole time, and like I don't know, I was never into just showing up. Hey, my name's Larry. I'm a rollerblader too, and all that shit. But we ended up skating a lot with Corey, and like daily, like me and Fernando, Corey would come all the way from La Mesa and pick us up, and we just skated a lot together, and met Angie and stuff and all that, and Keith Wilson and all those people there. And I knew Keith from before, from meeting Eric way before I had ever been to the Daily Bread and stuff like that, Eric Shrine. But yeah, it was cool, man. The Daily Bread was cool.
Well, what did you do for Daily Bread exactly?
What did I do?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Oh,
I didn't work there or anything.
Didn't you contribute some art at least? I remember. Like,
yeah, I was in a couple of
artist.
I was in a couple of issues, and they did a little thing on my art. Like Corey Casey did a thing on my art.
Yeah, a lot of the earlier issues had more art pieces like that. I remember even like the design itself was more art oriented rather than just like photos of skating and text.
Yeah. It's in that issue right there.
Oh, I had that issue. This DL on the cover, right? 360 Soul.
Dustin Latimer, yeah.
Yeah. That was a good one. They
just did a thing on my art.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
This is around like the Wanted time, right?
Yeah.
I
love that time.
You made a shirt out of that one, right?
Yeah, that looks
the globe with the hand.
A couple of people have used this design for a couple of things,
Looking at the head, did you do like Lebeda wheels back in the day? Like any graphics for them? Because that looks very familiar.
No.
No, they had designs very similar to that.
Yeah, they did. I remember that.
They jocked your shit.
No, I think it was just the style, the like graffiti type style.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that all that art
Hyper
stuff.
Stickers.
Did you make the Hyper logo?
No, I didn't make any of that. I made the Bryan Bell had a pro wheel, and I made his wheel design for him one time, and it was it kind of made me mad because I could have done it way better, but it was just like a guy backsliding around the wheel, and I was just messing around. It was a rough sketch, and he kept it and he gave it to them, and then that ended up being his wheel design. And I told him that I could have done it way better than what was on his wheel, but
He was backsliding around the world.
around the wheel or something.
Oh, around
It
the
was,
wheel.
Yeah, it just like I didn't even draw it like a finished drawing, and he just took it, and that's what they made into his wheel design. And I was just like, man, I could have actually drew it for you, you know.
So he just took all your shit and just did whatever with it.
Anytime I was drawing around Bryan, that drawing would end up missing, you know, and I know he took it, you know.
Even in my daily routine, I think there's like a shot in like maybe one of the secret sections or whatever where I think it was the cover of the my daily routine video, and he was like, "You want it?" He's like, "Nah, I want it," and he takes it from you.
Yeah.
Can we talk about not only like how you got your name, the Lurch, but I want to talk about the Lurch, which is, to those who don't know, to the younger generation, that was the Royale to Alib Topsoul. That was the switch up, and I literally knew the name the Lurch before I knew it was Royale to Alib Topsoul. They were like, yeah, there was switch up the Lurch. I was like, wait, what's that? And they were like, oh yeah, it's like Royale to Alib Topsoul. And I still couldn't even picture it, but it was just like, you know, there was a name to the switch up. It was your name. So
I didn't name it that.
well, yeah, I don't think that's how, but I guess, were you the first that you've seen do it?
I was the first to do that trick. No one did that trick before that, you know.
Yeah, he did on a rail. And he did on a rail.
We have a positive confirmation. I love this.
No one had done that trick before. But what's funny is that in the video that it comes out in, Moose Knuckles, I think Rawlinson does it before me in the video though. And that's because Brian Smith went back out to get a couple of clips of Rawlinson, showed him the clip of me doing that trick. And then Rawlinson went and did it too. And I remember him telling me that man, that's the sickest trick or whatever. And I was just like, yeah, that's cool, dude, you know?
Because that trick became such a staple for like so many things later, especially in like the switch up years,
early 2000s.
We're doing like 5. It became like like 5 switch ups, 6 switch ups, like early 2000s. But when people were doing that, like that was like a staple in like the Royale to Alib Topsoul was just something like it became like the soul to Topsoul of back in the day, like the switch up that you do. And, you know, I get, you know, for that to be, you know, you to be the first one to do that, it's pretty cool. And have it be the Lurch.
Yeah.
The Lurch, or the magic trick too, they call it, I guess. I
the magic trick. Yeah. I think I've heard that before. I think, like Billy just said, I was about to say the same thing. Like, I think aside from probably Soul to Topsoul, that's probably the most popular switch up maybe ever. So it's pretty cool to have your name related to that trick.
Yeah, I'll take it.
And you did it. You did it legit as fuck too. Like it was a rail where there was grass on the side, so you had to stay topside on it. You did it with like Majestic 12s, with like no soul space and shit. Like it was legit.
I'm pretty sure I had a hole in my boot too when I did it.
Classic. That's like standard.
It's crazy too because I did that trick like a whole year before I even did it anywhere, and like stupid me again, just. I don't know if I was waiting for the right rail to do it on, or because like I had done it a bunch of different places before, like on little rails and stuff. But that day on that rail, it was perfect. The whole way that trick started was because I was doing a Royale. That's my switch Royale and my switch alley-oop. When I did that. Yeah, they're both switch.
So why did you do that?
It felt good that way. I like doing switch feels better to me than normal. Like at the time, it feels way better. But
was it at the time, like for example, like in the beginning, I didn't know which way I royaled. Like I went the other way, but then as I got more used to it, I was like, oh, I guess I do it this way. Was it like something like that? Like you were still trying to figure it out, or?
No, I figured it out. It was just I'm more flexible doing stuff on that side, on my left side, than on my right side for some reason.
Okay.
And it feels smooth that way. I've done the trick both ways, switch and normal, but I did it backside royale on a ledge to alley-oop soul, and but I have that on a tape somewhere. I need to get it off of that tape. But the way I did that trick was I dislocated my elbow, and so I had a one of those what is it, the strap holding your arm up?
A sling. Yeah.
I had a sling on, and I had a play rail. And anybody out there, if you're into rails and skating, you should have a play rail. A slanted play rail will teach you a lot. Practice on that thing, you'll learn everything on that. But I was royaling it, and I kept coming off super lazy, and my back foot was stuck on there, like it was just turning on the rail. And I was just like, man, I could either do an alley macchio from that, or I was thinking, man, if I just swing my front foot around, I could do a soul. And to me, it was more like, because front side to soul was a big trick, like in Mad Beef. Do you remember that? Like front side to soul was it was a dope trick, or soul to backside.
Yeah, so dope.
And I wanted to do a trick that was just as recognizable as that one, but doing it in reverse is even better,
Yeah.
But anyways, when I did that trick on the real rail at Brian Smith was there. That was the day I got sponsored and everything. I got sponsored because of that trick. Like I got on Blood Wheels because of that trick. I tried it. I jumped on the rail and I locked on Alley Soul, and Brian Smith was all, "What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? I've never seen. What was?" He was freaking out, and he says, "Dude, if you do that trick, I'm gonna get you on the team, and I'll get you. You'll get paid, whatever." And I was just like, "Okay, I'm gonna try it then," And I knew I could do it.
That's so sick. He's like, "If you land that trick, I'm gonna get you on the team. I'm gonna get you paid."
Yeah,
it was like
one
a
trick.
movie.
What? I gotta just land that trick? That is tight. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like pinch me,
Yeah. I'll just land the trick then. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I did a second try, and I slid it all the way off the rail, and it was crazy, man. It gave me chills just going down because I did it on that rail. And if you ever got a chance to skate that rail, that was the best fucking rail ever.
It looks so good. Low
which
mellow
one
rail
in Chula Vista?
It was not in Chula Vista. That was up in LA. That was B's rail. B Harden.
That was his rail.
Yeah. He even mentioned, because we on Rollerblade and Rollerblade, and they posted John Starr asked a question, what's a trick that someone has done or a clip that it's memorable, and I put, not to toot my own horn, but this, I posted a clip.
Oh yeah.
And B-Love said, "Man, you killed me on my own rail." But no, it wasn't like trying to kill anybody. I just wanted to kill that trick, But
yeah.
Yeah,
killing him was just a bonus.
Yeah.
That wasn't the goal, but it was just a little extra.
Wait,
I beat that boss and went to the next level. So
exactly.
So who'd you get sponsored by? Just Blood from that trick?
I got sponsored by Blood and Bones Bearings.
Oh yeah, because they're together. Yeah, for anybody who doesn't know, Blood was pretty much Eulogy back in the day.
Oh, so you were on Bones Bearings?
Yeah.
In the early days.
I didn't know Bones actually sponsored rollerbladers. We weren't on Bones when we were on Eulogy.
Yeah.
Oh, put them up.
I was on. Oh, you weren't on Bones?
Wait, put them back up.
Put those up again, please, Larry.
I had a spotlight. That's not a pro wheel, is it?
No, I never had a pro wheel. Isaac didn't want to give me one.
Yeah, me and Billy were both on Eulogy too, and
really,
we didn't get Bones sponsored. We got Bones Bearings, but we weren't sponsored by Bones. Like, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Did you guys get pro wheels?
Yeah, we got pro wheels.
Oh, okay.
I guess
better than what I got.
I guess Isaac. Mine are back here. Some of mine are back here.
Did they do?
I guess Isaac liked us better.
Pro wheels weren't like a big thing, I think, back then. They had like different.
Nah, I'm just teasing because Isaac said not to talk shit about him, so that's fine.
But Blood was like the first. A little fun story. I wanted to tell you this before. When I first skated, I had a friend give me like a pair of his like Bauer Brett Hull hockey skates, and I was like, oh, like he's like, hey, you can have these. I was like, oh, cool. Jump in the streets. And my other buddy Mike was like, hey, listen, you need grind plates and you need mini wheels. So we went to Sports Authority, and there were some Kryptonics and Blood grind plates. and we stole them. And then when I stole them, put them on my hockey skates, and I had to use not Allen keys, but a Phillips head screwdriver to take the Allen keys off, to take the bolts off. And so that was my first experience with blood. So yeah, shout out Isaac. I'm sorry,
I forgot all about
I owe you
those
$20,
plates.
Isaac.
Stealing money out of your boss's pocket. My first aggressive skates were like the Rollerblade Menaces, which were lightnings for little kids. And the first time I had like upgrade my wheels, whatever, I went to the skate shop and I went and I got blood wheels. The first wheel purchase I ever made was blood wheels. I remember the kid at the skate shop was like, "Are you buying these just because they're called blood?" Like he thought that was like the reason.
That's a cool name.
Yeah, that's like only reason. And he could have been right. I don't remember, but I remember he asked me that question. And I was like 8 years old at the time, so probably,
That's funny.
Yeah.
Blood is a cool name.
Yeah.
It was. We were at that time. We were all freaked out though that we were gonna get jumped or something.
Yeah, because like you guys are in San Diego too, National City at that. Holy moly!
Well, not
Just don't
only
make
that,
red
but
t-shirts.
just that and like skateboarders at the time too, because I skated for hardcore grind plates. They're the ones that made my my glow in the dark grind plate.
Mhm.
But they made a THC shirt that was the same as the Menace. Remember Menace skateboards?
Yes.
They were all gangster, And it's like, why are you gonna copy some gangster skateboard team's logo and make it a rollerblade logo? Like that's, I didn't get it, but
I don't remember that company.
well, they were. I don't think they were that big, but it was. They were a bunch of like thug skateboarders and stuff. And I think someone from their team or something messaged Bryan, the owner of Hardcore Grind Plates, and told him to stop making those designs or something. But I don't know. It was crazy.
But you had a pro grind plate and it was glow in the dark.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
We need more glow in the dark shit. I know Sean Kelso had a pro model USD with glow in the dark like cuffs or something like that. I just got a pair of glow in the dark sneakers, some Yeezys. There should be more glow in the dark shit. I think they're pretty cool.
I've been trying to tell Isaac since everybody loves when any old skater that doesn't skate anymore, since everybody loves when they get like a skate or something or a wheel, like Shima, you know how everybody's hating on that. Like I was telling Isaac they should make a glow in the dark wheel. I think people would like that,
He's made some really sick prototype wheels. I remember when I used to ride for Eulogy, he would send me some random stuff. Like I know Blood used to make weird clear compound wheels, but like clear with like a little cognac like flavor to it. Like those wheels were all really sick, and he just never put them out. I don't know what the reasoning was. I'm sure there was something behind it. But
I got these too, the Kryptonics.
Oh yeah, see, that's like pretty much
the classics.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I'm talking about. The little tequila worm in there.
Yeah, that's so sick.
Yeah.
And those are the days. What happens when you wear the wheels down into the worm? You just start riding on a worm?
The worm is gone.
Drink it.
My buddy gave me this. He has his own shop too. It's No Pro. You know Harry No Pro?
No.
He sells a bunch of old vintage skating stuff, but he's on Facebook. No Pro.
No way.
Shit. Yeah. He sells a bunch of stuff. He even sent me boxes of like toys, like this big old Matrix dude with the guns and shit. He sent me a bunch of stuff, and he lives like in the Netherlands, I think.
That's tight.
I might know who he is then. Actually, I think I might have.
He helped Ricardo Lino record the last was it the Winter Clash?
Yeah. I think I know who he is. Yeah. But
Where's All Pink?
I didn't know that about him, but so we talked a lot about like the early days and all that early 90s and stuff, but in all honesty, I didn't know you were still like around and involved in skating until the past like year or two when I saw you like on Facebook and shit like that. And I know you're involved a little bit. Did you start the rollerblading Facebook group?
Kazu started that group, and but me and Dave Kolash. It was Kazu and who was Tom Smith and Dave Kolash. Us four were like the first four people that started that group, Wow. And then he added a bunch of other admin and stuff. And Kazu left the group because he didn't like the vibe that was going on there. And then someone else was in charge of the group. And I didn't like how it was being ran at the time. Like it was just real. No one gave a shit, you know, and
Mhm.
like anybody was talking shit and just posting. So I just took it over and added a bunch of admin to help take care of the group because the group is its own thing. It takes care of itself pretty much. You know, the everything that's posted in there is not us posting it; it's people posting it up. You know, and
Mhm.
I just wanted to be just like an outlet for everything. You know, rollerblading. That's why I asked you if you wanted to be an admin in there to help you guys post your stuff in there and
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. That's awesome that you did that too.
yeah, and it's just I just want to help people out that are doing stuff for rollerblading and you know and help them promote their stuff. And I think that that's a great place to do it. We almost have close
It's
to
like
18,000
17,000.
members.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
a lot.
17,007 something, and we get like
Oh,
100 new members every day. Or not every day, every week. So
that's a lot.
yeah, and it's like eventually I just want that group to be for the people that are doing stuff for rollerblading. You know, like I'll
Mhm.
make you an admin to help you promote whatever it is rollerblading, not to sell stuff to people necessarily, but just to promote rollerblading to people, you know, and just to get it out there. Like, check this out. Look at all these videos in this group, or look at all this stuff about rollerblading in this group, you know.
Mhm.
And there's a couple of assholes in there that you know try to test you or whatever, and it's just like if you don't got a filter, I don't got a filter, and I'll talk shit right back to you, but that's not what I'm trying to do. You know, I'm not trying to be a jerk to anybody. Like most of the people that I kick out, if they message me, I'll let you back in the group, you know. But
Put
some
them on a
people
little
just got,
timeout.
yeah, some people just got to stay out. It's like, you know,
Yeah.
get the fuck out of here, you know. Like I don't know. I don't try to be a tough guy, but like I said, sometimes people just want to fuck with me for some reason, and it's just like, okay, if you're brave behind your goddamn fucking computer, you know.
Yeah.
But it's all stupid. But I just want that page to be good stuff rollerblading, and we'll remove any of the stupid stuff, you know. I just want to like eventually, if I leave that group, I just want to leave it to people that care about rollerblading, you know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's all. Like we try to get rid of the dumb stuff that goes on in there because I know that when Kazu made that group, that wasn't his intention, you know, to make it a platform for people to just be assholes and talk shit to each other, and you know. But you
There's
know, we
actually
don't.
separate groups for that on Facebook.
There is, you know, and it's
Like
like
specifically for hating, which is crazy in my mind, but yeah.
it's silly, and it's like, why do you even skate then if you want to just hate on it, you know? Like,
You know the way I
but
think about that though is like if they're gonna make because I think I was sent an invite or someone added me to one of those groups. I forgot what it's called, but there's like a rollerblading group just on hating, reasons to hate, stuff to hate on, and I either like left it or just denied the invite. But I see it
Is it
as
Blade Hate or something like that?
something like that, yeah. But I think if there is going to be a group like that, just let them vent and keep it in that group. That's why I was like, okay, I don't hate it too much anymore. It's better people venting in that group than going on their Facebook status and doing it, or like their Instagram and hating that way. You know, keep it in the group.
yeah,
That way they just see it. That's it. You know.
yeah, I'm sure I get people in Blade Hate talking shit about me, so it's like,
Oh, sure, us too. Everybody.
yeah, but it don't bother me. Those guys need to learn how to fucking skate. So
Ooh, let them know.
Well, it's still good to like, you know, that you're doing something with skating after all these years and being involved for so long. And there was a couple things I wanted to talk to you about separately. Like, you know, you're from San Diego and you've been in this big rollerblading group. And like you said, even Bryan Bell was almost becoming a skateboarder because people said, oh man, you know, rollerblading is gay. And even he almost believed it. So was it like a challenge in the area you were like to come up? Because I know San Diego can be like San Francisco, like pretty harsh in
yeah,
the blade hate kind of way.
most of the fights I've been in were with skateboarders, you know, like, and the first time I'll bring up Ivan Ramirez again. We were at Encinitas Skate Park, and well, he was kind of an asshole, and he talked shit to some skateboarder, and the next thing you know, when we're leaving the skate park, Ivan's walking out, and some dude hits him in the back of the head with his skateboard, you
Oh
know,
shit.
and which was lame, and my other buddy Lou was there, and he's a big fucking buff dude, and he just goes and punches all three of the guys that were trying to beat up Ivan, you know. And that was one incident, and then a couple of other. I was skating. Do you remember the guy Robert Muscle used to come out in Bryan Bell's videos too? Little thick Mexican guy that used to do big old kind grinds down huge rails and stuff.
Robert Muscle?
Yeah, his name was Robert. Forgot his last name.
It wasn't Muscle.
Definitely not Robert.
Probably
we're not talking about Robert Leovanos, right?
no, not Robert Livanos.
Okay.
He's way shorter than him, but
yeah.
These skateboarders we were skating at a park, minding our own business, and these two young skateboarders, like young enough to where I couldn't have beat them up because they were too young for me to go over there and beat them. But he was 15, you know, so he had no problem walking over there and punching the guy in the fucking ears so hard that the guy started screaming for his mom, dude. And I was like, oh, great, we need to go, dude, you know, like,
wow.
But it wasn't cool, you know. And like another time, Shima said that the guy was a skateboarder. Like he brought it up he went live the other day, and I told him to tell the story about the time me, Shima, John Elliott, and Corey Casey were all in a car. And this guy, we're right down the street from the Encinitas skate park, and we're at the stoplight, and we look over and we see this guy hanging out of his car, and he looked just fucked up, you know, like he was drunk or something. And the light turned green, and we just take off like, man, did you see that guy? He was drunk. Next thing you know, a bottle hits the car door, boom, and then we ended up pulling over. I don't know what happened, but that car ended up turning. And Elliot was the one driving. He goes chasing that car, and then we ended up like at a gas station or something. And Elliot runs out of the car. Like that guy is fast on his feet. John Elliott was pretty fast,
and he's tough. A lot of people don't know. John Elliott got a nice right overhand.
I didn't see him throw any punches, but he took that guy down real quick. It was funny though because Shima was there too, and I remember it was funny because they both looked up at me like, "Are you gonna do something?" You know, like. And so I just jumped in there and I punched the guy twice in the fucking jaw really hard, and it didn't even affect the guy. So he was on something, you know. And I remember I was wearing flip-flops, and one of my flip-flops came off, and the guy's girlfriend was hitting me in the head with the flip-flop.
A flip-flop is the worst weapon of choice.
Yeah. It was almost funny because I was just like, what's hitting me, you know?
Yeah, it is funny. It just makes a funny sound. Funny. That's
it.
Yeah. And we ended up beating that guy up real quick, and then we get back in the car and we take off, and then next thing you know, there's a 4Runner truck following us, and it was like a cartoon with all these arms hanging out and shit, and it was full of like these huge fucking, it must have been a football team or something, and they were just chasing after us. And thank God John Elliott didn't crash that night, but we were weaving in and out of traffic, and just we ended up getting away from them, but it was crazy. But Shima mentioned that the guy was a pro skateboarder, I think. And I don't know if he was or not. I just remember that incident, but it was crazy. Shima even got a couple punches on that guy.
Oh, did shit.
Yeah, he did. Everybody did.
Dude,
everybody
shout
did.
out Shima.
Yeah.
Coming with the hammer.
Him and Elliot were the first two to get that guy down on the ground. Elliot went and got the guy and drug him right down to the ground. And I don't remember if he hit him, but I remember Shima in there punching, and then both of them looking up at me when I got there. But it was crazy. And then I had to borrow shoes from Bo because I didn't have any shoes. We were going to Escondido. That's where we were going. So, but yeah, there's still a little bit of a skateboarder problem down here with if people see you rollerblading and stuff, but
do you think it's lightened up a little bit, or it's like
it depends on where you go. Like even we have stupid little skateboarders over here at one of the skate parks sitting on the ledge not getting up because they didn't think we should be skating there because we're rollerblades and we should leave. So, you know, Erin Gates was there that day, and she grabbed the kid's skateboard and rolled it down this big ass hill, and they called the cops on us, and the cops ended up
What?
telling those kids to leave. Yeah, the kid was an asshole. I couldn't believe he had the nerve to tell a bunch of grown ass people like, I ain't getting up, fuck you guys, you know. And it was just like, it's nuts, man. Like,
You're a kid.
yeah, but it's
Yeah.
like it was almost to the point where one of us were ready to fuck that kid up, you know.
Yeah.
But we didn't. But it's just the nerve of that kid, you know. And the
Right.
cops ended up coming, and they told him to go home. But
So it's still real because, like, personally, I've been feeling like it's been chilling out, at least in LA. Like, I haven't been feeling much of that. People are pretty friendly, and I went up north, and people seem to be, at least in SAC, people were, yeah, like you don't really sense. I mean, New York, we never had that big of a problem, but I know San Diego has always had its history with all that stuff.
I guess it's not everywhere, but I mean it's still around, you know.
Yeah.
Like it was big in the early days. Like I always used to get my shoulders hit when passing by a skateboarder at the Encinitas skate park. Encinitas was like a skateboarder skate park, you know?
Mhm.
And it was like, cool, dude, I'll play that game with you, because I'd come back around, and when that guy's not looking, I'd knock him off his skateboard, dude, you know? And
Yeah.
but it's not about being tough, it's just about getting that respect, you know? It's
For
like,
sure.
I don't know if you think I'm a little kid or whatever, but probably a lot stronger than you, because I'm fucking running at everything pretty much with these wheels on, you know? And
Mhm.
it's like,
Right.
so at that time I didn't care, but fighting's stupid, dude, you know?
You got to
And
fight for your respect in some of these
yeah,
environments. You do. You really do. And
yeah,
you don't want to. We're out there to skate, but it is part of the reality of the situation sometimes. So
yeah.
I wanted to quickly talk about Wanted. I actually just watched Wanted today. I watched your part and it was lovely. But I wanted to ask you about your experience with that and maybe touch on also not only the characters in the movie, like, Oscar Colmenero, Ernie Ramos, Hung Fong, and like these like Vinny Men, these legends, but also like the introduction of Billy Bell to the crew and the dichotomy between, because I heard when Brian put in the teeth, that's it. He was Billy Bell and he was true to that personality and he was a more wild guy. And I was wondering if you could touch on that.
That is true, you
Yeah.
know. Brian Bell, he was a nut, man. He got into the character, and he'd play it out. He always had this hook, like carpet knife, you know. He always had that on Billy Bell and did all that crazy shit. And he just loved it. He loved getting into that character and doing little skits, you know, and filming them. But Wanted was cool, man. Vinny Minton, that guy was. I skated with him once, and he was so consistent, you know, so consistent and smooth, and it was ridiculous seeing him skate.
I think that
Ernie
was his first
Ramos,
section. I think that was like Vinny's first section, if I'm
Yeah,
not
probably.
mistaken. Like
it was it was
1999,
it was
98, around
pretty
there.
early. It was
Yeah.
pretty early, and that guy was good, man, and just had a natural style that just looked fucking sick, you know. And the same with Ernie Ramos. That guy, he never missed anything, you know.
Yep.
And Hong Fong it's awesome seeing Hong Fong skate, because he's a big fucking dude, you know. And he's just throwing all these gnarly tricks. Like, he was the first skater I ever seen do crazy stuff down rails, you know.
Hong Fong was so sick.
Yeah, he's still badass too. Like I have
So
footage of
dope.
him from like 2 years ago, and he's still just as good.
And yeah, Oscar as well. Wow, that guy was something
Oscar
else.
Colmenero, he's
Yeah.
good too. Oscar is he's related to Fernando Montano. Well, not really, but his Fernando's brother married Oscar's sister, so that's how they're related. But Oscar Colmenero, that guy progressed so quick. Like he had skates for like about 3 weeks, and then the next thing you know, he was doing handrails, and then overnight he just started doing all these negative tricks. And like that guy, he got good so quick, and I'm not sure
So
why he
good.
stopped.
So good. It was,
Super
yeah.
good. And like he was one of the first people doing a lot of these like negative acids and stuff on handrails, and
Mhm.
and like with this much on the inside of his skate to lock on, you know?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
impossible.
He skated like the Rossi Majestic 12 with he put big shoe puffs in them.
Yeah, and then he went to the Fifth Elements when those came out, and those got even fatter. But
I guess he ended up moving to Virginia or something, right?
Oscar?
No,
Oscar?
Ernie.
Ernie Villarino?
Oh no, Ernie Ramos.
Oh, Ernie Ramos? I don't know. I haven't heard about Ernie Ramos in a long time.
Yeah.
I remember during one I don't think Bryan Bell put it in the video because it was crazy. Ernie these little brown kink rails that are up by where they live in Pasadena. Like I know Gonzo has a lot of combos on those little kinks.
The double kinks.
Yes.
They're like triple kinks, double kinks. There's
Yeah.
a bunch
Or it
down
might be
these little
triple, yeah.
stairs. Ernie Ramos was skating those, and he was doing like true top acid to something. He ended up coming off of the rail and like doing a Scooby Doo like backwards, and then he fell and he hit his head hit the back of his head hard on that tree, and it was like someone got a bat and hit the tree. It hit so hard, and he hit the tree so hard that there was hair stuck in the tree. You know
What?
Yeah, and he ended up going into convulsions, and we had to
Oof.
take him to the hospital and everything. And the guy had a mean concussion. You know, he started vomiting and all that. But
Whoa.
I didn't see Ernie after that, and not long after that, I kind of, went away from the whole skating scene. But I still skated off and on. But yeah, that Wanted time was cool. That was a real cool time to skate.
Yeah, because I could see that because at that time in Wanted, you're already like, 7 years into skating. And that's like still like, or 7 or 8 years, because it's like 98, 99 when that was being filmed. So it's like, you're already like triple OG in like 99,
How does that rating work? The OG, double OG, triple OG?
It just all depends who you're talking to.
Now,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just forever evolving. But I think the triple O would be like the highest order. Like it would be like the 5-star general rating. So I would imagine like if you're like 91, you would be in the triple group.
Right,
That might go to quadruple as time goes on. We'll see.
And 91 is OD. 91 is like a super stretch.
Yeah.
I can't say that the skating I was doing in 91 was anything like good or anything,
It doesn't matter. People skate for years and they're still not good. Oh,
yeah.
No. As long as they're having fun, right? So in a second, I think we're gonna open it up for questions. I have quite another question for you. I think Austin may as well. But first, I want to do my little spiel. Please follow us on all of our platforms. Go to our YouTube, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you know when we're having a show. If you're watching live right now, please hit the like button. We also have a Instagram. Follow us on Instagram. Go to our Facebook, give us a like. Go to our iTunes, give us a 5-star rating, give us a review. If you like the work we're doing and want to see more of it, we also have a Patreon. You could be a Patreon for as little as $1 a month, and we have giveaways on our Patreon, all kinds of fun stuff and exclusive content. So please feel free to do so. With that would be much appreciated, and we get a ton of fun stuff done. And I think that's concludes the spiel.
It was better than the first one. You're warmed up now. You're ready to go.
Thanks. I'm back in.
You're back in the game.
I got to get the rhythm. Like when you warm up with the drumsticks, like, you kind of chops first.
You don't got to tell me.
I'm in the pocket now.
You don't got to tell me. You had something else you wanted to ask Billy? Because there's a funny super chat that I wanted to mention, but go ahead.
Okay, cool. I just this is one of the most basic questions, but I have it written down here on my thing because I was very wanted to make sure. But you were in the beginning of skating during like the quick rise of skating, and you saw like big things happen. You were there with like early Nis and these fun things, Brian Smith and all these Evan Stone and all these people, and then you saw the fall. I'm curious what you're seeing now, if you with skating, and what you think the future lies ahead.
The way I see it now is I see some people that are way ahead of other people. I see a lot of people doing I see a lot of people doing little things, but I just see those little things as being in their early stages, like they're still being worked on, you know? Like what's that guy that does those compression tricks and stuff?
Colin Martin.
Colin
Yeah,
Martin. Yeah.
he does some trippy stuff, and like all of that is sick, you know? Like I want to see it incorporated into bigger things and faster, you know? And I just I see it almost like a rebirth right now. Like they're going through the beginning again. And the only thing that's going to happen is it's going to keep progressing and it's going to get bigger and bigger, you know? There's always going to be some people that want to go big and some people that just want to kick curbs and stuff, you know? And there's nothing wrong with that, but those guys that are pushing it are going to be the ones that everybody looks at though, you know? And um another thing I do see though is that a lot of people trying to skate the same way or skate like somebody, and people like you're gonna stand out if you skate like yourself, you know? Like the whole reason I started rollerblading was because it was an individual thing and it wasn't a team, and you could do whatever you wanted to express yourself on your skates however you wanted, and it's it doesn't make me mad, but it's hard to watch, you know, when like 20 guys all skate like one person or they're trying to skate like one person. And if people just skate like themselves, there'll be a lot more I don't know, it'll just look different, you know? And don't be afraid to skate like yourself, you know? Like I skated like myself and I'm a big old dude that, you know, and I would hope that I had better style towards the end, but, but I don't know. I just see skating as it's in an infant stage right now, and it's a lot of people working on smaller tricks that are going to turn into bigger tricks, and then it's going to progress all over again. I don't know if it's going to go or be as big as it did before. Maybe that'll never happen. You know, maybe people have to accept that rollerblading might not ever explode like that again, but it's always here as long as there's people like you guys promoting rollerblading and stuff, you know? And that's what rollerblading really needs, is guys like you doing what you guys are doing, you know?
Well,
Thank you very much, but I believe it needs all of us, including you. So
Yeah.
I appreciate you being here. 29 years.
I hardly skate though, so I feel kind of bad saying we, you know, like
You're
No,
still
I
part
mean,
of it.
I can still do some moves and stuff, but I don't put it out there like you guys, you know? You guys are still getting busted up doing some big shit.
we
Trying to
had
stay young.
we had Yo-Yo Jacoby on our podcast. He runs the Winter Clash, and he's been a skater with parts and interviews. And he said it's hard for him to skate, find time to skate, but no matter what, he will always be a rollerblader. And I don't think I agree with that sentiment. Like, being a rollerblader doesn't mean what you are capable of doing physically at the time, or how good your body is. Like, we're members of this community. It's this network, and us like being involved and being interactive and active is what I believe is important. So if you can skate, great, but it's by no means it's not the thing that makes you a member. You know, that's how I feel, especially after, you know, Yo-Yo said that, you know, so I really resonate.
I will always be a rollerblader. No one will ever be able to take that away from me. I just, when talking in the sense of like what we were just talking about, I just feel silly saying we, because I know that I'm not putting in as much effort as some of these people that are busting their ass, you know?
Yeah.
Well, if you go to the skate park,
I do consider
weeks.
myself a rollerblader.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Going to the skate park every couple of weeks or whatever is still, you know, participating and being a part of the community, showing face, letting people know that we're still there. You know, that's good enough.
I'm really into doing backfires now.
When was the last time you did the Lurch, Royale Alley Topsail?
I think it was probably in one of those clips right there. I didn't do it much. I didn't want to burn the trick out, you know?
No, I mean, like recently though, like you still got it?
I could do it. I just haven't done it. I want to do it on something just to do it, you know?
You gotta.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it soon.
Cool. Let me get into some quick super chats real quick. I'll do this, Billy, because it shows up on my thing.
Yeah.
We have a super chat from, it's two people, but they keep just going back and forth. Just keep adding to the super chat. Sean Michelson, he said, "Bless you, Billy." That was from the beginning. I don't know, but he blessed you. Bless your soul, child.
By the way, I think what he was, not to interrupt you, but I think what he was talking about was the our Jump Street holiday donate and skate. So if you did not hear at the beginning of the episode, we are doing a donate and skate. If you have old extra skates, old frames, old wheels that are in good condition, anything, we're taking them to give them away to people who are not able to get these things for the holidays. So there's 3 different ways you can donate. You can email us on jumpstreetpodcast@gmail.com, and we will tell you how to send us stuff. You can come to a session December 7th at Monday Night Skate at Houghton Skate Park in Long Beach and come there. Or you can go on December 5th in New York City with Austin. The date will be, the location will be posted is to be determined, and that might be up next week, but those are the ways you can do it. If you are willing to donate those skate products, then we take your name, we put it in a bucket list or a little thing, and then we take 3 people, and you can get a free product from our online store. That could be a shirt, a mug, a hat, whatever it is you choose. And we will also let you know where your donation has ended up, and you will get a letter from us as well. So that is something, the Jump Street Holiday Donate and Skate. Yes.
We're trying to reach all corners of the globe with this donation too. So if you're donating from, Brooklyn, New York, New Jersey, somewhere in California, this shit could end up in Africa, Asia, South America.
Anywhere.
Who knows?
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
City, we don't know.
We'll keep you posting more info on that on next week's episode and on our Instagram page and social media.
So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I think
no, that's good. We got to shout out.
That's again. What the first. I remember when he said "bless you, Billy." That's what we were talking about.
Okay,
so
gotcha.
That's why I wanted to touch on that.
Okay, and Boradori says, "What is your Lurch? What's your favorite trick, and why is it a topside sidewalk and fast shoes?"
I was a hungry dude in that video. I had the gut going. That was a fun trick, man. Have you ever done a sidewalk? It's a fun trick.
You did a lot of sidewalks. I now that I'm thinking
in
about
that video, I did a bunch, and I never did them after that video. But I could do them switch too. But
I don't think I've ever done a switch sidewalk.
Yeah, it's kind of awkward when you do one, but
yeah.
But my favorite trick is soy owls and alley-oop soles. I love those tricks. I can't do them like you, Austin, but
no, you have a great soy owl. I don't want to hear that.
Soy owls, yes, definitely good soy owls.
Thanks.
And
I'm jealous of Austin's topside alley-oop soles and soy owls and all that. They're bad, dude.
Yeah, it's hard to come. Yeah, it's.
Thank
give
you.
It up.
They're easy. It comes naturally. I'm jealous of your legs.
Boradori also says, "Can you explain an alley-oop unity?"
I can. I never got into the trick names and all that stuff. Like, I was more worried about just doing the trick. You call it whatever you want,
Sure.
I don't know.
Good answer.
What is an alley-oop unity? I don't know.
Someone's got to write a book on that.
Yeah. It comes down to people call it whatever they want, wherever they lived in different areas. And, we just got to accept that,
Yeah, I don't think that's we're going to have a conclusion to that ever.
We need a commission. Just saying. We need to make the big decisions. A board of chairs, chair board.
You have a question, Billy?
Yes, I do have a question. Ask Lurch. GP says, do you think San Diego, specifically your core crew, got the respect it deserved? It always seemed like FP somewhat overshadowed all the other crews in Southern California.
What's FP?
Future prospects.
Future prospects?
You don't know FP?
No. Was that
Joe Navron?
I feel like that answers the question right there. Like,
no disrespect to those guys.
I'm sorry, who's
that guy made sick movies and stuff, but
no, shout out Joe Navron, 100%.
I think that was a little after all the 619 stuff, Bryan Bell and all that. Or Bryan Bell was still making videos after, but I don't know. I don't think there was any kind of did you say competitive or what did you say?
Did you think that?
Do
wait,
you
is this right?
think San Diego, specifically your core crew, got the respect it deserved? He
I
seems
think
like
we got respect.
Yeah.
I think we did.
It was just a different era than
I
those
think
other
so, I think
crews. I
so
think.
too.
If not, we'll
And I
just
think
stick
those are
Ernie
two
on them.
No, totally. And I think those are two different eras.
Yeah,
to
that's
be
what I'm saying.
fair.
Two different eras.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
I think we got the respect just because of Bryan Bell, you know? Like how could
Yeah.
you not get respect with Bryan Bell being in the 619 crew, you know? Like,
Yeah, he's the boss.
yeah.
Darren Wickerson says, Larry, first off, love you, dog. My question is, coming from San Diego and watching over the scene, who are some of your favorite San Diego Bladers now?
I'm not gonna say Darren. He's not one of my favorites. Darren's good. Gene Galang has been skating with me ever since back in the day too. Gene Galang is still skating strong to this day. My buddy Sal Nunez is a good skater. All of the guys that skate in San Diego are good. Oliver Prado, Derek Hall, Hayden Ball. All
Big
those
shout out
guys.
Hayden Ball.
Yeah, all those guys are pretty good.
I think is Melly Blady down there, San Diego. She used to be.
I don't think so. She used to be, I think, but all those guys are good. Is there any other? Yeah, yeah, that's their little crew. Who else?
Nice.
I think that's it.
Well, that's a good answer. And Mindblock says, what does Larry think of skating from people like Eugen Ennen?
Eugen Ennen. I like that one.
It's funny that he asked that because yesterday he posted that a clip from his new video, and I told him his skating is amazing. You know,
That
it's
edit
amazing.
is insane.
It's ridiculous. It's like video game status, you know.
Mhm.
And some of the stuff you're just watching, it's just like, come on, dude. Like, how could you be that creative? You know, like
Exactly.
Like the guy's oozing creativity on wheels, you know, and it's fucking awesome. It's sick that there's people like him that are pushing it a whole other way, you know? And I hope that he does it for a long time, and I hope he keeps killing it because it looks good, you know?
Yeah, I feel like we could do a whole episode talking about that edit because big shout out to Eugen and that edit was huge. If anyone hasn't seen it yet, it's on the USD Facebook, YouTube page, whatever. But I described that to somebody as I feel like that's the Interstellar of skate videos because I feel like I have to watch it like 3-4 times to fully understand what the fuck was happening in that edit.
He did a hill grind through a kink, right?
Yeah, he did a rough fish print on a kink rail. Insane. But yeah,
that was nuts.
That's fucking crazy. Big shout out, Eugen, and if you haven't seen that edit, go check it out. Sean Michelson also asked, he said he still never explained the nickname. That's true. We never got the nickname Lurch.
Sean Michelson has a tattoo on his arm of the drawing I did with all the hands, and he owns the actual drawing too. I sold it to him.
Oh,
sick.
The nickname came from Brian Smith, being Brian Smith, you know. We were skating Bonita High School where I do that X grind the front side, and it was getting late. I think everybody was hungry, everybody was done, and Brian Smith was just being a clown at the end, trying to get some good footage for the video and funny shit, you know. Brian Smith was always doing crazy shit like that, and Mr. Loud personality guy, you know, and he said something first, and he goes, "Man, you big ass lurch," or something like that, and then because Brian Smith is like Tahir to me, you know, he's a small guy, and he just started saying that, "Come on, Lurch." I think I tried that trick 3 times, and each time he said it differently. Each time, I wish I heard all the other ones, but that's where it came from that night right there. He had names for other people too. He was always naming other people. I don't know if it's because he thought I was ugly or something. Not everybody's a supermodel like Brian Smith, you know, but
that's
I
cool
think it was
Brian
because
You get your name from Brian Smith, though.
that's what I'm saying.
Pretty cool
that's
accolade.
Awesome. Yeah.
Oh, it was cool. I met Brian Smith way early too, when I started skating, and because when we did the whole 18 days thing with Dave Payne, it was only a couple weeks after when Brian Smith came down, and we went and filmed with him, and it was nuts, man. Oh, that was nuts. Brian Smith is a crazy dude. spent the night at his house a couple times to go to the NIST contests and stuff, and like the lead singer from 311 was there and smoking weed, asking us if we want to smoke some weed with him and stuff, and
Did you?
random stuff. Yeah.
Smoke weed with you. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And
Sick. You're probably all mixed up. Creek didn't know what to do. You know?
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi-oh. Hi-oh.
Heyo. Whoa. Okay, so I want to ask you this question, Larry, but I feel like we talked about some tough guy experiences, and I don't want to get the wrong idea across to the audience because you are an absolute sweetheart. Anyone who has ever met you knows you're a very sweet man and got a big smile on your face all the time, and you know it's all love. But Davey619DD1 asks, ask Lurch about the fight in 2013 Blade reunion at OB skate park, I guess Ocean Beach.
I didn't get in a fight, but I threatened some dude, you know, for sure. And what happened was Oscar was taking a piss, you know, and some skateboarder started getting all loud. Oh, what are you doing? Blah, 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 you know. And it was pissing me off because, you know, he's standing there with like 4 other skateboarders, and Oscar's a smaller dude, but believe me, Oscar's down, you know, he's down for his shit, but he's a smaller dude.
Yeah.
And so Oscar starts talking back to the dude. And then I went over and it was just like, oh, well, I'm going to go back them up then. You know, all these guys are carrying their boards like they're going to swing them at somebody, then swing some at me too, you know?
Yeah.
So I went over there and I told the guy to shut the fuck up. I made him sit on his board, or, you know, where I was going to beat him up in front of all his friends. And while I'm telling him that, Oscar punches the dude like 3 times in the face, I think. But I just made the guy sit down on his board, and I just told him to shut the fuck up and mind his own business, you know? But I'm a nice guy. I just don't like when people
You
try to
certainly
start
are.
shit,
That's for sure.
you know?
Yeah.
I don't like when people try to start shit with my friends or whatever, and I'll stand up with them, even if I get my ass kicked or whatever, but I'll stand up for my buddies, you know? He stood up for himself. I was going to stand there with him, you know? And I even told that skateboarder guy later because when we were leaving, he came out of the bathroom and we were face to face again. And I told him, like, I wasn't going to beat you up, you know, unless you wanted to fight, you know? And, but I just told him, I patted him on the back and told him to have a good day. And I said, next time, mind your own fucking business, you know? Like people should mind their own business, you know?
Yeah.
He wasn't going out of his way to tell that guy to do anything, you know? So
I've found that life is easier when you mind your own business. And as a New Yorker, you know, I think even though we're from opposite coast, San Diego people have some similarities to some of the New York people, and we like to mind our own business. And that's,
mind your own freaking business.
Mind your fucking
Fighting is not
business.
fun.
Hey, mind your business. Mind your business, okay? Mind it, okay?
Mind it.
I don't know.
Fighting's not fun. Nobody wants to get in a fight, man.
No, I honestly, like, I even if you win, you lose, because you always end up hurting your hand or something like that. It's not worth it.
You know who does want
it? I'd be throwing some elbows and shit.
Okay, so there you go. See, you're smarter than me.
Yeah.
Well, I think you know, we can call it right here. This has been an amazing podcast, and thank you for sharing your time. You have such a rich history in this game, and I think we're all fortunate to still have you here being active, even if it's something you think is simple as being the admin to a site that is continuously growing. But these things are important, and having these figures like you being around is super important, because we need to remember this history that is so rich and continuously growing. As each year goes on, it becomes that much more of a rich history. So once again, thank you. And do you have any parting words or pieces of advice for the community or people who generally enjoy skating at large?
just keep skating, you know, keep doing, if you love skating, keep doing it because you love it. Don't do it for any kind of money or anything like that. Um, if you're hating on it, then maybe skating ain't for you, you know, but I think we all have our little hating periods. I had a time where I hated skating, but I got over it, you know, but just it's good for you, you know, it's a great way to stay healthy, and I just hope to see skating. I would love to see it blow up again. I would. So I hope we see more people skating, and thanks to you guys for bringing it out to people, and bringing them this history and stuff like that. And you know, I hope you guys even more do even better. You know.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
for,
thank you.
for us, our purpose is to just kind of, you know, there's tons of people that are members of skating that just, they want to know what's happening, and happy to be able to help connect this network that is so rich. And I feel like very much like a family, and very unique in its own way. That's special. So thank you for, you know, enriching us with your experience.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You're
Anytime,
part of
man.
it. Definitely a huge part of it. Yeah, Lurch, it was a pleasure to finally speak to you. And everybody else, thanks for watching. We're going to update everybody more on our Jump Street, what are we calling it? The Donate and Skate? Jump Street
Jump
Donate.
Street, Jump Street Holiday Donate and Skate.
There it is. There it is.
There it is.
Everybody watching from the States, have a happy holiday this weekend. Be safe, everybody. And we'll catch you all in the next